Hello, presidents and mentors, specifically of online groups. There's a couple of things that I want to go over with you, and I'm going to do it very briefly. The first question that I have been asked recently is, what happens to the money that goes into online groups? The money that goes into online groups is a little different than the money that goes into the different chapters. Let's say, for example, we have Word Weavers Orlando. I'm just going to use that one because it is the oldest. Word Weavers Orlando, the members join, and $27, I think it is, $27 of that money goes into the chapter, with the remainder, and that is the remainder minus what PayPal keeps, goes into the overall operations of Word Weavers. I'm going to explain that too in just a moment. And so they build up their account, and then they can bring in a speaker. They can send somebody to a conference. I had one group who said, none of our members, we're a small group. We're also older. None of us are ever going to go to a conference. That's not the kind of writing that we do or that we're interested in. But what we would like to do is to take some of the money that we have in our account and purchase books on writing that we can have as a small library just for our members. And of course, that's a wonderful way to spend the money. And so we allow that. So that's a little different, because in online groups, all of the money goes into one specific account, and it doesn't get broken down into like per page, per page, per page, per page. Now, what happens then to the money that's in online groups? And this is something that I've been saying for quite a while, but I don't, oh my goodness, I suddenly went very funky there, didn't I? I don't know that it's been totally understood, but I think we're getting somewhere. So I'm very happy about that. What happens to that money? Well, we are able to provide online members with more scholarship funds than any other group is able to provide. That is a huge part of what we do with the online groups account. If you are a member of online groups and you are a mentor, president, etc., and you can pass this along, you have a greater opportunity to receive scholarship money than someone who is in the traditional group. Now, yeah, they get to do a few more things with their money, but they don't have the opportunity for scholarship money that you guys have. Other thing that I want to point out about that is this. We are a 501c6, which means we are a not-for-profit, which means we cannot hold on to all this money that comes in, which means we need for you to ask for that scholarship money. And believe me, when I am asked about scholarship money, I talk to the presidents, you guys, and I say, okay, this person has asked for a scholarship. Do you think this person is ready for a conference? Do you think this person has been putting forth all the effort to become a better writer, and they deserve the scholarship? And oh, I get so excited when I get to award that money. Yay. And so that's good. Here's the other thing. As we are growing and growing and growing and growing, we have to add more Zoom licenses, and that costs money. And so we are able to pay out that sort of expense through online groups. And but the majority of what we do is to send people to conferences. So if you're wondering about what do you do with the money in online groups, that's it. Tell your members to ask for the scholarship form, and just let us know, and we are so happy to award that. I have been asked about, because some of you were in the luncheon at Florida Christian Writers Conference last year, and one of the questions that came from someone in a traditional group, they asked, about how much was on average to spend for a speaker, and I answered about 200. Typically, speakers, you're not flying them in, you're bringing them in fairly locally. Sometimes you might need to fly them in. That's okay too, and it just depends on how much money that the traditional group has in their account. And so then I was asked, well, can we do that in online groups? And unfortunately, no, we don't do that in online groups. That would wipe out our account pretty quickly if every one of you wanted to do that. So again, online groups is just a little bit different than traditional groups. And while you can bemoan that, I'm sorry, that was Taryn actually calling. While you can bemoan that, also know that you get to go to Word Weavers meetings in your jammies if you want to. And in traditional groups, they don't get to do that. So, all right, I hope that answers the questions or the question about what happens to the online group's money, finances, and there's a lot of other questions that I'm going to be answering today. But this is it for this particular video. Let me know if you have any further questions, and I will be happy to answer them. Bye for now.